in adventure.
Do not try to adjust your signal, for I have taken over all the world's transmission stations. Accept me as your overlord, or you will be crushed by my chrome-clawed minions!
Maybe I could do a let's play on that. What do you guys think? Don't do it, Gamer Frau! Don't do it, 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 don't do it! That game is garbage, and it does no justice to the original source material. You never really fight the bad guy, the story is boring, and the graphics are way worse on the DS version. Oh, you mean this? And even when you watch the cutscenes online, they're still boring. There's no value. Okay, but I really want to do something that's Dr. Blowhole related. I got you covered.
I am that hero!
The last time we saw Dr. Blowhole, he had multiple plans, jam-packed into one. All serviceable even though they tie in together like a web of silly string. And when all else failed, he'd take to his bubble and complain about it. And then we get a forgettable video game with him and his name stamped on the cover because, yeah guys, he's back. Though not really. But in this special from Penguins of Madagascar, he's back. For real this time. Heck, even the title makes it perfectly clear that he's back. The return of the Revenge of Dr. Blowhole. Plus Bowser's Minions. Plus the League of Incredible Vegetables. Plus blah blah blah. Well, you get the idea. It's like, come on, we gotta crank out a really long title. We're getting paid per word here. Anyway, this special aired on September 9th of 2011, which was during the time when I was a freshman in college. True story, by the way. Ultimately, this special was advertised as a musical, even though Nickelodeon didn't mention that part much. But what was not advertised in any of the trailers was the format. On air, it was shown in its entirety, almost an hour long. But once you get the DVD collection, which came out months after the special's premiere, it had the audacity to split it into 2 parts. Well, when you look it up for digital download... Oh, okay. What I was going to say is that the special was given to us in its entirety, without interruptions or having to buy the 2 parts separately when you buy it digitally. But since they now have it split into 2 parts digitally, we might as well do this review in 2 parts. Way to go, world. Logic at its best. Anyway, the special opens with the Penguin lead Skipper in Shanghai. But oh no, he's being ambushed by this guy.
But you were in...
You think Hoboken can hold hands to Puffin?
Well, I hoped. So this was...
A trap!
Well, this is off to a good start. Eventually, Hans has him cornered on the dock and explains why he left Hoboken. Okay, hold on. For those of you who don't know, well, I'll try not to have spoilers when explaining this. Okay, here's Skipper's feud with Hans in a nutshell. Bad time in Denmark. Hoboken, New Jersey is this show's version of Arkham Asylum. That's it. Anyway, Hans has him cornered, and he reveals how he escaped Hoboken.
I had help from someone you know.
Thanks, Draken. You reminded me why I have a Kim Possible t-shirt. Oh, did I mention that this was an ambush? So guess who else shows up to the party?
Penguin!
Blowhole?
Was that an entrance or what? Not that you remember it.
So Skipper gets zapped by this mind jacker, which takes away his memories, and that results in him falling into the ocean. Just a few leagues more, and they would have disrupted the filming of Paddock, which also takes place near the ocean. God, that movie is brutal. Sorry, you can't pay me enough to review that movie. There's not enough money in the world. Meanwhile, at the Central Park Zoo, we see the other penguins working on a project called A Power Cell. They reveal that Skipper is on one of his solo missions. However, they can only assume that he's doing alright. I guess they couldn't afford to phone him, text him, but then again, it's a secret solo mission, so I get it. But then again, someone should check on him at the very least, especially since someone is celebrating Skipper's takedown and listening to his thoughts through a machine.
Bulky option. We're always chasing rainbows, private ringtail. Smile and wave, boys. Trust me, man. What could go wrong?
That's impressive. And for a villain, that's very impressive. In fact, your beach ball submarine is pretty cool, but it's missing one thing. What is it? Hans, help me out here. Back me up on this.
Excuse me.
What?
Dr. Mammalfish, do you have the Wi-Fi in this place?
I'm scheming here.
Let's see what King Julian's doing.
This is how we do it now with the dump, dump, dump.
Yawn. But hey, I wonder what would happen if his iPod stopped working. Not my problem. Speaking of problems, if this is supposed to be a musical, then why aren't people singing? We're 9 minutes in, by the way, and so far we learned that Hans got a get-out-of-jail-free card from Dr. Blowhole, and that same dolphin has technological satanic powers that can warp people's minds. We learned that Skipper's alive and well on a remote island or something like that, but he can't remember anything. You know, I did a project on this plot point in psychology one time in college, and I got a B- on it. I don't remember, but hey, at least I was able to remember that. Unlike Skipper, who now is able to communicate with Alex the Lion for some reason. Yeah, the fact that Alex the Lion is in this special was heavily advertised in the trailers. However, the show wasn't able to bring back Ben Stiller to voice this character, but someone else, who I gotta say is a really good replacement. It's serviceable. This guy's job here is to act as Skipper's spirit guide? Okay, to help Skipper remember things, especially when Dr. Blowhole finds out he's alive and sends a missile to take him out.
How is he doing that?
I don't know, maybe someone's playing a video game in the room? Seriously, the sound effects are getting cheesy. Shut off your game. Anyway, believing that he took out Skipper for real this time, Dr. Blowhole is celebratory about it. Again, another instance of celebrating prematurely. However, if you dare try to question this villain, well...
You know that big pot of water in the back that I keep at a steady, slow boil? Next to the movie butter?
You're really pushing the TV Y rating, Doc. But then again, the bad apple has gone away with other questionable stuff in a kid's show, and if you're still waiting for someone to break into song, too bad, because it's not in this scene, especially since Dr. Blowhole has to remind everyone that he's big and bad, and that he has zero tolerance on stupidity.
Here in my evil organization, we do the impossible every day with the right attitude, some teamwork, and a constant overwhelming fear of my wrath.
Wow, great mission statement. Prepare for a flood of resignations after that. But there's no time for that, because Dr. Blowhole has a new plan. Creating monsters with the Diabologizer. This new plan involves using this ray to turn the other penguins into monsters. And good old-fashioned mugging of the camera. Yeah, because mugging of the camera is apparently this guy's pastime. Meanwhile, Skipper assumes that his home is in Antarctica, but Alex tells him no, it's not. Eventually, Skipper is able to tame a shark to take him to New York. Anyway, let's check back with the rest of the crew, who now have to deal with Julian's antics of not having a battery for his iPod. Whatever. But hey, let's not forget that anything can happen at night. Like animals hitchhiking in trailers and playing solitaire, spirit animals driving without a license, or the fact that they can't drive at all.
Oh, lighten up. It was a rental.
And a dolphin supervillain has just arrived in the NYC. And now it's time for the villain cliché lottery drawing. Okay, today's winning villain cliché is mugging the camera. Thanks for playing. Well, it's been a few years since I had bought and downloaded this special from iTunes, but splitting it into 2 parts and selling them separately? Get real! And splitting it on the DVD? Why? If the special was originally aired as a whole on Nickelodeon, then why split it in 2 at all? Especially since part 1 had no songs, boring subplots, and Dr. Blowhole can't decide which plane to stick with, or his master plan must be very, very complex that you need a roadmap for it. Which, by the way, in part 2 of this review, I'll have this entire plan all sketched out for you guys. So yeah, cut to the end screen, y'all. See you guys. LarryBoy Fanatic signing out as the eyes and plunger ears of the LarryBoy universe. See you in part 2.